Hi, my name is Florine, and I'm a cation from the halogen family. My electron configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, and I have 7 valence electrons, which you can see in my Bohr model and Lewis dot structure. And I am here to find my strongest bond. There are now 2 elements left, lithium and nitrogen, and today I go on my date with lithium.
Hey, what's up? My name's Lithium. I come from the alkali metals family, which is the first group in the periodic table. I bond very well with everybody because I only have 1 valence electron, as you can see in my Bohr diagram and my Lewis dot structure, and which both are determined by my full electron configuration of 1s2 and 2s. And that comes from me only having 2 electrons in the first s orbital and only 1 electron in the second s orbital. And I've been with Florine for about a few months now, and I'm really excited for our date, and tonight we'll be making a nice dinner.
So Lithium, how do you think we'd bond together?
Well, since you're kind of non-metal, and since I'm a metal, I feel that we would make an ionic bond, which is supposed to be the strongest bond, and
That is
I
true.
feel that with that we would kind of have like a very orderly relationship, very structured, and we'd always know what's going on.
Yeah, and we'd be really stable, and we have a high melting point, so we'd be less resistant to things falling apart in our bond or having meltdowns towards each other in our relationship.
Yeah, it's very true. And also, since you have an ionic charge of -1 and I have an ionic charge of +1, then it kind of shows how we're looking for the same thing in each other and kind of want and need like the same thing.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So Lithium, how have your past relationships been?
Well, they've kind of been alright. My last relationship was with another metal. It was a metallic bond, and it was, at first it started off, pretty well. We were both very similar, and but in the end, it didn't really work out that well because the relationship was very free, and that's just not the type of attraction that I was looking for.
Yeah, I understand that.
So how about you?
Well, obviously since I'm a non-metal, I can't have a metallic bond like you did. But Krypton, he was on the show, and he is a noble gas. So he had his full 8 valence electrons, and I still need an electron. So he didn't really have anything to give to me, and he didn't really make bonds that well, and he wasn't open at all. So.
Yeah, he didn't really talk to us either. But I mean, since I'm in the alkali metals, I only have 1 valence electron, so I was thinking that if you decide to choose me, if we end up in a relationship, then I know I would definitely give you my valence electron.
That's true. I had a really great date with Lithium today, and I think he'd be a really great choice. We have a strong, stable ionic bond together, but today I go to the movies with nitrogen, so I need to keep an open mind about that and have a great time.
Hello, my name is Nitrogen, and I'm from the nitrogen family. My electron configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, and I have 5 valence electrons, as demonstrated by this Bohr model and Lewis dot structure. Today I'm going on a date with Florine to the movies, and I'm very excited.
So, nitrogen, how do you think we'd bond together?
I think we'd form our covalent bonds.
Yeah, since we're both nonmetals. And we'd share electrons, just like we would share everything in our relationship, just like we're sharing this popcorn.
Yes.
How is your family?
Oh, I'm never alone because I'm diatomic. I
You
have
are?
a twin brother.
That's cool. I have a twin sister too. So we're both diatomic molecules. What are the other diatomic molecules? I can't really remember.
I usually have trouble remembering them, so I found the saying, have no fear of ice cold root beer. It means, since we're nitrogen and fluorine are diatomic, the other ones are hydrogen, oxygen, iodine, chlorine, and bromine. They're all diatomic too.
That's really cool. We have a lot in common.
It's very interesting.
I had a really great time with nitrogen at the movies. we had a lot in common, and we'd have a really strong covalent bond since we're both nonmetals, and sharing electrons would be really nice. And we both have twins because we're diatomic molecules. But one bad thing is that we have a low melting and boiling point, so we might be getting in fights really easily or heated arguments, and that's not really a good thing. But overall, I did have a really great time, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Alright, so me and Nitrogen here have come up with what our bonds would look like with fluorine, and since it's the final moments before the decision, and for me, for lithium, it would make the ionic bond of lithium fluoride, and has a steric number of 2 because of the 2 elements that are bonded together. And then from the hybridization, it has the hybridization is sp from the steric number, and you can determine the shape or the geometric shape from the Vesper theory to be linear with 180 degrees of having a steric number of 2. And since fluorine is more electronegative, it's more likely to pull the electrons towards fluorine, so my bond would be polar.
Okay, we would form a covalent bond of nitrogen trifluoride, and we would have a steric number of 4 because of the bonds between fluorine and nitrogen and then the lone pair. The hybridization of this bond would be sp3, and according to the Vesper chart, it would have a steric number of 4 and 1 lone pair, which would be a trigonal pyramid, and would have a bond angle of 109 degrees. And it would be polar because of the fluorine is more electronegative than nitrogen. It would be more likely to pull the electrons away from the nitrogen.
I now know who I'm going to choose, and I'm so glad because my last bond was a triple bond, which was really strong, and it made it kind of hard to get over because we shared 3 pairs of electrons. So we had some resonance though, and it made it really hard to classify our relationship exactly, and it just didn't really work out. So I'm really glad to start new with someone else and start a new bond. So on to my decision. As you both know, this is the final decision, and I only have 1 rose to give one of you. But first I wanted to thank you both for being here and making great bonds. I've had so much fun, and I hope you guys have too. But I wanted to take you each down individually and just talk to you both. So Nitrogen, will you come down with me first? Nitrogen, we had a great covalent bond, but I'm really sorry our bond just wasn't as strong as my ionic bond with lithium. You want the bond for me.
Okay, I had a great time being here. Thanks for giving me the chance.
Thank you so much. I hope we see each other again soon.
Okay, bye.
Lithium, we had a great ionic bond, and I think we'd be really great together. Will you accept this rose?
I would love to.